Hello everybody, welcome back to Just Roll Over Already. Welcome to Let's Look At, and today we'll be covering the wonderful Splat Book addition to the Eclipse Phase setting, Gatecrashing. Now, a little bit of summary for those who do not know about this one. Gatecrashing is where you go beyond the Pandora gates, and it kind of is a rules and kind of a helping hand guideline to what to expect in this unknown region that you're going to end up in. Will you find an alien race? Maybe. Are you going to find an empty planet? Most likely. Are you going to end up in a black hole? Good chance. Will you find Titans? Pray to God you don't. In short, these are wormhole gates that you can travel through and end up in a place. Some are one-way trips, some of them are two-way. So, this is a guide to help you understand with new gear, morphs, and rules for this game.
Yeah, does it actually contain more rules?
Some of them, they do.
Now, when I'm going through it,
they talk about the what-ifs of what happens, what is it like in this environment? What is going to happen at this thing?
It has to because it's mostly discussing
alien worlds.
Gate crash teams. That's what this is gate crashing is gate crash teams. I think Stargate.
Voyager. Or no. Stargate.
So what the hell's Stargate Voyager?
No, I was thinking of Stargate.
They're getting sued if they think that.
Stargate Voyager.
Voyager 2.
The Revenging.
No. It's Stargate Voyager 2. A New Hope.
Yes.
Coming with the Wrath of Khan.
The Wrath coming in IMAX Theater 3D.
Jeez. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, but yeah. No, I really like the sound of this.
Yes, it is a very interesting premise. Now, like always, we're going to talk about quality and in comparison to other products we can say, and all I'm going to shorten it up is yes, this is a good high-quality product. Eclipse Phase and Posthuman Studios always does a very good job with their layout, their builds, the colorations, the paper, down to the very fine new things that I often look at in a product when it comes down to it, because sometimes the amount of love you put into the book itself can be shown. The rest of it, however, like editing and writing, that's a different story altogether. It just depends on how much your budget allows you. Doesn't mean that all hardbound books are good or softbound books are bad, but a quick warning before anything else happens. Like always, I would like to say this is the first impressions of a product, not a full-on review. This is what we think of just from a glance, and what we look at through a flip.
You flip to the page, and the blurb, of course, on the back, and knowing the setting, of course.
Yeah.
Assume that we know the setting when we talk about a book, because that's what we strive to know. Okay, so when I look at it, it's like very, very elegant book, very nicely done. So there's a monkey.
Is my character.
There's Rogrog, and that's my character, and that's
Jer. Wow, that's Jer.
That's literally what our team would look like. Jared would be the cinemorph.
Yeah.
I'd be the semi-biomorph probably.
Yeah. And I'd be a giant gorilla.
And you just giant
with rail pistols in my flesh pockets, which is a really creepy word.
Flesh pockets.
Flesh pockets.
Yes.
But they're great for hiding guns.
Arm vaginas.
Ah,
that's terrible.
That's bad.
Okay. So
what does it bring?
What does it bring? Well, aside from it being gloriously lost, and the gatecrashing element, I think that it brings another aspect to the gameplay experience if it's focusing on gatecrashing. Because, as we know, gatecrashing is not necessarily dealing directly with the Titans. However, if we know anything about the Titans did escape through the gates.
Yeah.
So there is a likelihood that you will run into more Titans. So I'm not going to say it detracts from the horror aspect, because that's certainly there. However, it can make for an interesting story outside of Titans. Because normally it's like dealing with the harshness of life, and, the bio-chauvinism, class warfare essentially, inequality,
but in like gates,
slave labor, that sort of thing. But gatecrashing is like your new hope.
Yeah.
It's your new frontier. It's the West.
Yeah.
When America's expanding, it's like
there is no law.
There's no law. It's just homesteading.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Homesteading in the future,
which is super cool.
Yeah.
I said it beforehand. It was like there's nothing I really want to do more than to find a planet in a Goldilocks zone and just play God for the rest of the game.
What, giant sentient ears of corn?
Maybe I want a whole entire monkey planet where Gorilla God can go and be king of gorillas.
Yeah. But some people are explorers, some people are looking for a new way, a new life. Some people...
People's motives will be as varied as they are in...
Yeah.
I mean, you'll even sometimes even run across past expeditions that failed. I mean, why did they fail? How did they fail?
Mystery.
Oh man.
The mystery and the fear of the unknown is amazing, exhilarating, and the idea is definitely in the spirit of Eclipse Phase.
I think and it can help get away from the tedium.
Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
know what you can do with Gatecrashing? So many movies. Alien, Predator,
Oh my God.
Darker Than Black, Pitch Black. Just, I want Daryl, do it now. Let's play a Pitch Black game. Come on.
Actually, I was the one who's going to be running the Eclipse Phase when we do it.
Alright.
Please do, because I'm so tired of running.
He's tired of running.
Yes,
Someone get this man new shoes. He's been running this whole time.
Yeah.
But we're talking about products here. I mean, I've been running games for a while. I'm going to be kind of. I bring back the reins when it comes
I
down to
thoroughly
running games.
enjoy the Eclipse Phase setting. Oh, how I adore it. Everyone knows that I adore it.
Yes, the
Because
only-
hard science, and it names every failure after a Republican.
Yeah.
Yes, that is funny. But
Not to be political, but they're called Reagan cans. The worst habitat you can inhabit is called a Reagan can. Because, you know...
obviously these people are Democrats.
That still help.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't.
Doesn't. There's an exponential... in this world, it's an exponential number of people. And there's like, yes, many jobs.
Yes. And there's a let's keep on going into this book. The amount of gear that you can get is very important. Most of it actually focuses on survival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's like even emergency rations. They say you can eat them. They taste terrible. Don't eat them if you have to, but if pray and you hope that you have enough for a replicator to eat something more substantial.
You think about it, with the economy the way it is, it's a lot like Star Trek in that respect because it's
There's no more commodity.
there is no commodity. Nothing has a value anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there's no monetary value. There's no scarcity.
Yeah.
You eliminate scarcity, you eliminate a lot of crime. Like that's why in the Eclipse Phase setting, there's actually not a lot of crime. The crime is-
Communism, comrade. Yes, this is very good.
No, I'm not.
Well, there's also crime, but mainly it's like body snatching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It.
Somebody wants somebody.
Yeah. Everything.
That's the one.
Yeah. Everything has to.
Things
change up.
that are in fact unique are what's sought after.
Yeah.
But when you get out, you're out away from that. You do the Voyager thing, and you have like a solar panel, and you're replicating like oatmeal.
Can't eat. No one brought a pizza to replicate. They were just like oatmeal. Let's get bored.
Well, you gotta think about like, okay, how would I live on this planet? What's gonna happen? Was there a natives inhabit it? Am I gonna run across this? It's just a game that the amount of gear that you have. The gear section itself is a very good read. The morphs are very fun to read as well, and some of the editions, like they even count like high gravity environments. They take into account like low gravity environments, extremely low gravity environments, voids,
high gravity environments.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I thought was also really nifty in the Eclipse Phase.
Water
game.
is the biggest resource that you have to find.
Yeah. But what I thought was nifty is my Gorilla Ground man, I made him airtight.
Yeah.
I made sure to buy those specific mods because I always wanted to space somebody
Monkeys
through
in outer space.
through a window. I always wanted to space somebody, so if I ever had to go out into outer space, I would be okay for the while I was there. And I think, Gatecrashing would really be where you can get into, I don't want to say like ship-to-ship battles or anything, but it'll definitely be what I think more skirmishy, since, it is the Wild West and you don't have any kind of law or home base so much to go to.
You can have kind of like, all right, you have found a mining operation.
Mm-hmm.
You make your own mining operation, the same asteroid belt of this binary system.
Yeah.
And solar power is everywhere. You're perfectly fine with replicating power and energy. But the problem is you're dealing with another group from a different company that doesn't want you there.
Yeah.
And you already have mining rights. They're just going to try to stage accidents. And I'm just setting up a scenario you can do. And pretty much what's happening? Intercorporation warfare, and you're pretty much like first it starts off with nothing more than light laser fire at each other's machines. Then it comes down to hurling boulders at each other's like
And everyone just slowly goes native. Like as power runs out, they start slowly going native.
Oh wow! No, I was gonna say, I was like, hey man, we're putting like 6 thrusters on their asteroid home base and just powering them to one of the suns.
What is this freaking? Oh god, was it? Not total annihilation. Planetary annihilation.
I think so.
The new one where you play little robots and you throw planets into other planets.
Yeah. I don't know. I would just do that. I would just find some way to throw their entire operation into a sun. But I mean, like, that's some of the crazy ass, fun, stupid shit you can do.
Another thing I really respect about this is I'm sorry to cut you off there.
No.
But it reintroduces one of the critical elements I think was a little bit missing or lacking from the original Eclipse Phase is that the original Eclipse Phase was mostly intrigue. There wasn't a whole lot of exploration and adventure. This reintroduces the adventure aspect, which is typical of settings like Pathfinder or 3.5, and less so the White Wolf settings. Adventure is what people crave when they play an RPG. It's very true. It's like we discover something new to stimulate you.
Yeah. Everyone likes to discover the new system.
This is not a one-trick pony system. This is not a one-trick pony setting. You have different aspects.
It's literally the universe.
You have many layers of complicated.
I look how creepy doing that, but yeah.
So many things. You love the game too much. It kind of creeps me out.
I don't love the game too much. And again, this is covered under open source license.
Yeah.
Through.
Yes, but we're going to talk about the stickler aspect.
The thing that everyone hates me for apparently is that I convince about the price of things because I'm terrible like that. I was going to say something else, but it would have been inappropriate. Even though I have a sister.
Those people have been messed with enough.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of my ancestry.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but I do really like that. You can really get anything Eclipse Phase for what is it? Isn't all of it free on their site?
Yeah.
So I mean that's beautiful because
they won't sue you.
Yeah.
They will not sue you. Look at this artwork.
Beautiful.
This beautiful artwork. I would pay money for this book because one, I can get the book. I can get the books for free.
Yeah.
Play them. It's like, wow, this is a great setting.
Yeah.
Great. And then it's like, wow. And then I just pick up a book because I want to own them now.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this right now. I am a gamer before I am a hobbyist. I'm a gamer because I like to play the setting over just owning it to own it.
Yeah.
Hobbyists will just own the books and not necessarily ever play them.
Yeah. Now,
I'm kind of a hybrid, but I don't hoard the books. I get rid of books I don't use.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say, another super interesting thing is possibility, or at least more so, or at least more so of the possibility of running into Titans and stuff like that.
That is the most terrifying aspect you can do because Titans will
not just remain the machines, the Titans.
Yeah. There is nothing more.
What is the president's name in
Fallout 3? Borgs.
President, what's his name?
In what?
3. Fallout 3.
Fallout 3. I don't know. Johnson, I think.
Yeah, President Johnson. I think it's Johnson.
I think it's Johnson.
Somebody will probably correct us.
But,
likes the game.
Yeah, something along the lines of one of the Titans would be like the president from Fallout 3.
Yeah. But I mean, one thing that I would think
Totally enclave.
Yeah, really interesting is now you can play horror better in Eclipse Phase, where it's not you're
suspenseful horror as opposed to the known the ominous doom that is very Lovecraftian. You know the terror is there. You just can't see it. This is unseen terror.
Look, you can kind of see it on the book. It almost looks tentacly. There's nothing more that I want than to have a run in
the Space Cthulhu.
Yeah, the Mass Effect games. That was one of the funnest parts for me is fighting the big bad, space monsters.
Okay.
The big bad space machines.
So rating from 1 through 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, what would you give this book and why?
I would give it a 5 only because even though it's not necessarily a cool rule book, so you're not going to use it as much as that, and it's not really needed for the system, it brings so much. It brings new things. It allows people the ability to get so many more, role play possibilities. Because if you go on Titan, you know what to expect on Titan. If you go to any of the Junta planets, they're all going to be Junta planets.
They're all going to be the same.
They're all this. Yes, they're all that guy. But in Gatecrashing, you don't know where you're going, and it adds a nice element of suspense and surprise, where normal Eclipse Phase, it's kind of set in its setting.
Mm-hmm. I think it 5. I absolutely adore the setting. The price point is more than reasonable. Free. You can't beat free. It's the try before you buy it aspect, in my opinion. And I'm gonna go on the record. I am directly opposed to anything that would potentially create legal ramifications for myself. So the fact that it is released for free and I don't have to struggle to get it or borrow books, and that as I mean, it's legit. It is legit, and it does add a lot of detail, very specifically for a lot of quite a few worlds that are included with the book as most of its examples.
Yeah,
you can still create your own worlds. You just have to work within the confines of the system.
Yeah.
And just the aspect of adventure coming back to the game. A game that was desperately in need of adventure.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, being a person that actually has read the book, and looking at the content itself, the ideas behind it, what it brings to the table, what it gives, being a person that likes to do reviews and writes reviews and likes to look at things and nitpick, I have read it. I have not read a review of it, but from everything I've read, from everything I've done, it adds a lot to the game without overbearing it. It's not complete trash. There's not filler in there. It's all details. And they try to go bare minimum when it comes down to how much information they give. They don't try to overload you with it. But before it sounds like a review, my personal experience of reading it, I give it a 5 out of 5 as well because of the amount it brings to the table and ideas that it gives you. So grand total, 3 ways, 15 points, 5 out of 5. This book, in our first impressions, actually does make it to the top shelf.
If you're a fan of the setting, or you have the first book, get it. Get Gatecrashing. I believe it's at...
It's free. It's free.
Yeah. Is it posthumanstudios.com?
Yeah, all you have to do is look up Eclipse Phase, and it should be the first one.
The printed copy itself does cost money. I think it's like under $40, but that's just kind of a natural, kind of normal thing for it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look, this book is not, a thin page. This is 200 pages of new content.
Yeah.
And it does help. So anyways.
And if you want to collect the books, you can collect the books. You don't necessarily need to. Just play it. Just do it. This is a no-risk setting.
Anyways, before we even go off any further over the time that we already have, the book is really good. We all loved it. Look it up yourself. See what you think. And if you have anything that you think would be fun for us to look at and talk about, or if you're curious about, we can do those too.
Or if you have more questions or comments concerning this,
we can
leave it in the comments or send us messages.
Anything related to Eclipse Phase, talk to John about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I want to make a Jar Jar planet.
No.
We will shoot you.
Misa, come with you! And then your guys just back out of the planet, just being like, nope, that set phasers to murder.
Boil the seas and burn the land.
What'd you find? Nothing. And then you turn back and you explode the gate. Don't talk about it.
Anyways,
just having me on that gate inside horror.
I'm Daryl.
I'm John.
I'm Matt.
And thanks for watching. We'll be back with our game talk shortly.